peeps? All right, Emerald signing in again. I want to touch on a term that I've been hearing for years. We've all been hearing. If we've been studying this stuff and you listen to this video, chances are you've probably been in this stuff for a long time too. And you've heard people say when you go in open court and they ask you, do you understand, the charges that are brought against you today? And you say yes, that means you stand. Do you stand under? And I wanted to kind of touch on that because I've never seen any credible legal, like law sources that teach you anything about law, where it says that the word understand means do you stand under my authority? I've never seen that. However, it will cause some wheels to turn when you do know, because we do know that they do speak a different language in the courts as opposed to what it is that when we're speaking plain English in the streets. Outside of the court we're speaking plain English, but they use the same terms, but the terms are ambiguous. They're different. They carry different meanings, and they can be misleading. And you'll find yourself locked into a contract using the word understand. They use the word understand to get you into a verbal contract. It has nothing to do with do you stand under my authority. That's not what the word understand means, okay? And I'm going to prove that to you. Follow me. 1933 Black's Law Dictionary. This is understand what it says. If you look at the top page on the bottom right side, and follow me all the way to the top left side of the second page. It says to know, to appreciate, as to understand the nature and effect of an act. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna scroll down to the last statement. It says as used in connection with the execution of wills and other instruments, contracts. The term includes the wills and other. Hold on a second. The term includes the realization of the practical effects and consequences of a proposed act. See, it's basically trying to see if you understand what's going on here, the consequences and all. Okay, now let's go down to understanding right here. In the law of contract, see, they're trying to get you to contract with them. An agreement, verbal agreement, that is. As you see, these are case laws it's using to describe what we're saying. An implied agreement resulting from the express terms of another agreement, whether written or oral. Go down to the next one. An informal agreement, or a concurrence as to its terms. See, terms dealing with words. When you're talking about terms, you're talking about words. Okay. A valid contract engagement of a somewhat informal character. Go down to the next part. This is a loose and ambiguous term unless it be accompanied by some expression to show that it constituted a meeting of the minds of parties upon something respecting which they intended to be bound. See, you have to, this is exactly what it's saying. They're trying to get you to see, do you understand the terms that we're using? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do you understand it? And if you understand it, then now they can move forward with verbal contracting. See, and then whatever you agree to in open court, now they can put it in paper. And you going in there as a straw man, there's nothing on the record that you're going in there as anything else as a damn straw man, other than the straw man. And they're going to, because first thing you did was stated the name that's on their paperwork. You went in there and stated the name for the record. As they say, state your name for the record, you say the name. The name is in all caps. You don't know it's a trust. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know. And so you don't know that you're the beneficiary. You have no idea. You're clueless. But you're going in there saying you understand when they ask you, do you understand the charges that are brought upon you? And see, they're bringing charges against the trust to the estate. Now, they're not bringing a charge to the living man, but you going in there not knowing that you don't know the difference. But I'm gonna kind of keep from ranting today, but I'm trying to help you understand what they're saying when it comes to the word understand when they use it in court. Now, this is the 2009 Black's Law Dictionary. Let's go right there. It says, when you see understand right there, To apprehend the meaning of, to know. Says a testator did not understand what he was signing. See, I like how they put that in there because they're talking about paperwork. You got to read. You got to know what it is that you're reading, what it is that you're signing. If you don't understand it, you should not be signing it. If you don't understand, you should not be sitting there having a conversation with someone that's using another language other than what you're aware of. It's the reason why they have degrees and they got to go to school and they got to have certain accolades or whatever, as educational credentials in order to be able to sit in those seats and to be able to play those positions. Regular people like ourselves who have never been trained for this type of stuff should not be going in and talking about I understand unless you actually did the work. Okay? Look at understanding on the same page. The process of comprehending, the act of a person who understands something. See? One's personal interpretation of an event or occurrence. That's very powerful right there. An agreement, especially of an implied or tactic nature. Or a tacit nature. You have to it's basically exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to get long-winded about it. It's straight to the point. Do you understand the terms that they're using? Do you understand everything? If you don't know what they're doing, you don't understand the language. If there's not a meeting of the minds, as it says on the other definition, there has to be a meeting of the minds, meaning we're both on the same page. We both understand. We know what that word means. We know what all the terms on this contract that we're speaking of. We understand what it means and the consequences that comes along with agreeing to this. And if you say yes, you understand, then now they can move forward with running one up in you, whatever they're trying to do with you. So you understand it and you agree to it. That's verbal contract, and what they do is put the verbal contract in writing. That's where they get the order, the judgment. So I just wanted to make that clear to y'all what understand means. It does not mean do you stand under my authority, because you see for yourself in the actual credible sources what the term means, and now you have clarity as to what they're doing. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all, because I can get a little long-winded, but I ain't gonna do that today. M Rose signing out.